What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Decoding with Cody. Today is May 20th, 2026, and today is National Bee Day. And thank you for being here today in the live stream. Please hit the thumbs up if you guys can hear the volume once we get some people in here. This is going to be a kind of quick live stream. It's kind of late already, so I just want to get this info out here for now, because it is World Bee Day. So this is the perfect day to do this decode, really, to be honest. Thank you guys for the thumbs up in the chat. Thank you, Coffee Girl. Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Gene Spliced. Thank you, Full Armor. Hope you guys are all great. We're going to give it like 2 minutes, and then we're going to get into it, and then the people on the replay can watch. And don't forget, guys, if you have anything to add to the decode, feel free to drop your info in the live stream chat and also in the comments of the video after the video is over if you're watching it on the replay. So again, guys, thank you for being here this evening or this afternoon. I appreciate you all, and hope you guys are all having a good day. Again, today is World Bee Day, and that's what we're going to talk about. But we're going to talk about something that happened yesterday in connection to today, and also in connection to last month when Donald Trump visited the Beehive. And then we're going to talk about how it connects to the upcoming June next month, which is a big day. It's a big month. It's the World Cup. And this will be my first video on the World Cup. And you guys know I'm not a soccer or football person, but I guess I'm going to start to be as the World Cup is approaching. It looks like I'm going to be more learning a lot about this football sport that I don't know a lot about. But in this decode, we're just going to cover the basics and some pretty mind-blowing stuff that just happened yesterday, and then how it connects with the World Cup. So let's get into it. Let me take my thing off here and let's get into it. Thank you for being here once again. Hit those likes if you guys enjoy the content, if you find it's informational. But yeah, let's start with what caused me to look into this. Yesterday, well, actually, let's go back to last month. Let's just Trump Beehive. Let's just go back to last month first, so we can set the stage. Trump even posted today on his social media him with the bees again, because today is National or World Bee Day. So Trump posted again the bee stuff just today. Now, I've already covered this, but you guys will remember on April 27th last month, Trump took King Charles to a beehive at the White House. And this is important because during this visit, Trump spoke about his mother, who's from Scotland. And of course, he was speaking to the English king. And of course, we know the connection between Trump and King James and the Bible and Charles. I've covered all that before. But the important thing here is, how does this connect to soccer and the World Cup? The first ever international game, and again, here's today. Today is World Bee Day, just so you guys can see. May 20th is, just to verify that, it's World Bee Day. I might have to look more into that, actually. But before we get into that, let's go back. So again, Trump is meeting with King Charles. He takes him to a beehive, okay? And of course, it all connects to Freemasonry, square and compass, building shapes, circles, squares, geometry, okay? Geometry, that's what this is. Now, what was the first ever international, or first ever football/soccer match? Okay, so here it is. The first official football soccer match was played between Scotland and England. Okay, this is important. It's so important to understand why Trump was meeting with King of England, and he took him to a beehive. And during that meeting, Trump mentioned his Scottish mother. Okay, Trump is from Scotland, his heritage. The first ever football soccer match was Scotland versus England. Okay. So again, this was all foreshadowing the World Cup, which is coming to the United States and Mexico and Canada. Remember, Canada is still ruled over by the monarchy of England, technically King Charles. Okay, so these people, and so they take them to a beehive. Now, a beehive has hexagons, which all you guys know. Beehive has hexagons, okay? And a football has hexagons, okay? So this is where this all came from. Now, yesterday, the band called Muse, an English band, let's not overlook that, an English band, Trump meeting with the English king, going to a beehive, an English band releases a song called Hexagons yesterday, guys. Just yesterday. Again, this is undeniable stuff, folks. I mean, I just talked about hexagons last month, and now a band's releasing a song called Hexagons. The song is called Hexagons by Muse. And again, it's an English band. And let's just look at the symbolism. First of all, it's showing you a signal from space, okay? Back to the alien theme again, okay? Eventually, so before this video even played, I was like, okay, this has to be connected to Saturn. Raise your hand in the chat if you guys remember the video I just did yesterday. Please hit those thumbs up, guys. I just did a video yesterday about Saturn. Does Saturn not have a hexagon on top of it? So here, look at what they put in the video, okay? They had to put Saturn, okay? The hexagon on top of Saturn. I just talked about this yesterday. This is undeniable. I just talked about Saturn yesterday. And what was I talking about with Saturn yesterday? I was talking about the guy named Gunther, who's going to be in a big match at the end of this month. And I talked about how he's Saturn. If I can actually type here. Gunther. Okay? I just did this video. And the next day, a band from England releases a song called Hexagons. Now look at the gematria of Gunther and hexagons. Look at this. Gunther, hexagons. That's the name of the song. Look at this. So one day after I do a video on Saturn and Gunther, there's a music video released called Hexagons. And look at the 3 out of 4 cipher match between Gunther and hexagons. I mean, what are the odds, folks? How many times have I talked about Gunther on this channel? I mean, maybe like 3 times on all my 600 videos. And one day after I talk about him, they released a song called Hexagons, okay? And I talked about Saturn. And in the video is Saturn, okay? The theme is there. It means I'm on point, okay? I'm not beating my own horn here. Thank God for the ability to be able to see these things, okay? But it's just confirmation that when God's pointing you somewhere, you see it and you try to follow the patterns, okay? And again, Gunther, what is Saturn equal? Saturn equals 93, right? So it's about the 93 here. So I did a video about Saturn. I did a video about Gunther. And the next day they released a song called Hexagons. Okay. And there's a hexagon on Saturn, right here. And in this video, they're talking about the wow signal. Please hit those thumbs up. I'm hoping we'll get a little bit more of a turnout here. I mean, again, the viewership is down, so it is sometimes a little bit odd what YouTube's been doing lately. But the point is, everyone should see this because something is coming in the coming months, I believe, that's going to fulfill what I'm talking about here. And I hope it's not going to be too bad. But let's just look at the lyrics to this song, okay? Called Hexagons. Let's just look at the lyrics, okay? I am a marionette on severed strings. Gorge on my soul while I'm weak and dying. Okay, so this is symbolic of predatory governments. Okay. Haunted by futures I can't avoid. A shape, a hexagon emerged from the fog of war. Are we not in the middle of a fog of war right now? But a shape is emerging from that fog of war. What shape? Oh, the hexagon. The soccer ball, you think? Because next month, the soccer ball, which has hexagons all over it, is going to be the center of attention. Then it says, synthetic and divine. We touched the veil and we broke our spines. Guys, the unveiling, all of June is about Disclosure Day. There's a movie coming out called Disclosure. And this is talking about touching a veil, which is basically getting close enough to where you're disclosing something that's being veiled, okay? Our resistance is mass produced. And here we are on YouTube thinking that we are the resistance. But was our resistance mass produced all along? She will ghostwrite obsessions. Reach out, touch me, draw me from the sixth dimension. You've been forcing my hand. Love revealed our failed rebellion. Love revealed our failed rebellion. I think it's a very important line. So, with that being said, we still only have 53 people in here. I don't know where everyone's at tonight. Usually I'm already over 120. But anyway, I'm not going to focus on that anymore. I'm sorry. It's just really weird when the viewership just drops all of a sudden. It's got to be the thumbnail. It's got to be the thumbnail. People probably think I'm talking about the bees again, but this is way more than just the bees, guys. This is so mind-blowing stuff, man. This is so in your face. All right. They're telling us about dystopian societies here. They're telling us about predatory governments, dystopian societies. Remind you of the 1984. Okay. And if you just watch the video, it goes into the storm. Okay. It goes into the storm in the hexagon on Saturn. And eventually it takes you down, and then, you guys can watch the video. But the point is, they released this yesterday called Hexagons, okay? The band is called Muse. It's in 6/4, which is interesting. But I won't get into that. Let's just go back over here. So the FIFA World Cup is coming up next month. It has hexagons. Okay. Now I want we're going to focus on 3 numbers here. 3 numbers, simple. We're going to focus on the number 23. Why the number 23? Because 23 is the FIFA World Cup 23. Okay, so that's the first number. It's the 23rd FIFA World Cup. The other number we're going to focus on is the number 48, because the tournament this year has been expanded to 48 teams after having 32. So here's your three numbers, guys. Simple. 23, 48, 32. I'm not reaching here. I'm just getting the numbers for the World Cup that are right on the first paragraph of the Wikipedia page, okay? I'm not making this hard to understand. 32, 48, 23, okay? Now let's go over to my slides. So let me lay this out. Let me lay this out how this is all about the World Cup and sacred geometry, okay? Trump went to a beehive with King Charles on April 27th. From April 27th, and I want you guys to see here that shape equals 23, shapes equals 23, and bees equals 23. So all these things equal 23. Remember, it's the 23rd World Cup. Trump visits the beehive 23 days. He visits the hexagonal beehive 23 days before Muse, the band, releases a song called Hexagons. Okay? That in itself is probably like, okay, Cody, what's so special about that? He visited a beehive, and then 23 days later, the band Muse releases a hexagon song. But that alone is not mind-blowing. But if you go from the song Hexagons and you go 23 more days forward, what do you land on? You land on June 11th, 2026. And what's happening on June 11th, 2026? The 23rd World Cup. You guys see how perfect that is? He visits the bees with the English king. 23 days later, an English band releases a hexagon song. And then 23 days later is the 23rd World Cup. Now, remember, the first two teams ever to play a soccer match was England and Scotland. Trump is from Scotland, his heritage, and of course, King Charles is the King of England. The countries that are hosting the World Cup are Canada, who's ruled by King Charles, and the United States, ruled by Trump. Now, the hexagons on a soccer ball. The soccer ball is a 32-paneled sacred geometry object, okay, essentially. It has 32 panels consisting of 12 pentagons and 20 hexagons. So there's your beehive, okay? Here's your pentagon in the black, and here's your hexagons in the white. There's 32 panels, the reverse of 23. Now remember, this year the World Cup expanded its teams from 32 teams to 48. So there's your 32 again. There's 32 panels on the soccer ball, and the last World Cup was 32 teams, and it's become 48 now. So the guy who wrote the song Hexagons for the Muse, his name is Matt Bellamy. Matt Bellamy equals soccer ball 32. You see that? Soccer ball equals 32. Matt Bellamy equals 32. That's how many panels is on a soccer ball, 32. On top of that, if you just type in soccer, it equals 23. Now, this ball was originally called a buckyball. And a buckyball, let me just verify that. The buckyball, okay, so this was made by a guy named Buck Minster Fuller. So that's why it's called a buckyball. Reminds me of the buck stops here. I think something with the bucks. You guys understand what I'm saying? The money, the dollars, the bucks. So Buckminster Fuller created the buckyball, and eventually it became the football or the soccer ball. But he did this because he created a truncated icosahedron, which again features 32 panels, 12 regular pentagons, and 12 regular hexagons. So again, if you look it up the shape, you'll see, here's your however you say that, icosahedron. Okay. Now, back to the slides. Are you guys still there? Can you guys still hear me? Did I drop out? I don't know if I dropped out or not. Can you guys hear me now? Just let me know. Shout out to Know Thyself Network in the chat. He was just on a live with Ball Don't Lie the other day. Definitely looking forward to connecting with Know Thyself, and check out his channel as well. If you want to drop your link, man, make sure you drop your link for your channel. But anyway, buckyball equals 23, soccer equals 23, soccer ball equals 32. The guy who wrote the Hexagon song, Matt Bellamy, equals 32. Now, the band that released Hexagons is called Muse. Look how Muse equals FIFA. Of course, this is the FIFA World Cup. Also, Donald equals 23. Okay. So the point is here, guys, 23 days from the Beehive visit to the Hexagon song, and from the Hexagon song to the 23rd World Cup, 23 days. Now, Donald Trump has been known to connect with things with the number 23, because all you got to do is go back to WrestleMania 23. And who's on the cover of WrestleMania 23? Oh, look, it's Donald Trump. The only WrestleMania that he was ever involved in. It was number 23. And there was a hair versus hair match between him and Vince McMahon. Okay, so Donald Trump has a history of being connected to big events with the number 23. This is the 23rd World Cup now. He was part of WrestleMania 23. Okay, again, Donald equals 23. And so does the word shape. I already said that, but if you type in the word shapes, which are hexagons, right, equals 23. This whole thing is essentially about shapes. But here's the other big part. So you got the 23 days from the Beehive to the Hexagon song and then to the World Cup. But what if I told you that so here's the next part. I didn't even get to this yet. But the song Hexagons is off an album called The Wow Signal. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, okay? What is the Wow Signal? The Wow Signal, first of all, is a upcoming 10th album by the English rock band Muse, due to be released on June 26th. A concept album exploring interstellar themes, The Wow Signal is inspired by the 1977 narrowband radio signal of the same name. That was reported to have suggested the existence of intelligent extraterrestrial life. According to Matt Bellamy, the album explores themes of cosmic mystery, possibility of contact with something far greater than ourselves. Now, this is crazy because the Wow Signal, and shout out to Garo from Jurassic. The only reason I knew about the Wow Signal is because Jurassic brought it up. Elvis Presley died one day after the Wow Signal. So let's just see this. The wow signal is a strong narrowband radio signal detected on August 15th, 1977 by the Ohio State University's Big Ear Radio Telescope. The signal appeared to come from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius and bore expected hallmarks of extraterrestrial origin. And here's the paper. Supposedly, there was some sort of code 6EQUJ5. But I want you guys to notice the two numbers. There's only 2 digits in this code, okay? This is the code 6EQUJ5, 6 and 5. Guys, what is 6 and 5? Is that not the shapes on a soccer ball? The hexagon and the pentagon? The only 2 numbers in the secret code is the 6 and the 5, okay? Now I'm going to explain to you why the 6 and the 5 is so important. Because in heterocyclical compounds, a heterocyclical compound or a ring structure, reminds you of Saturn again, is a hydrocarbon-based cyclical compound that contains at least one hetero atom as members of its rings. But here's the big part. The study of organic heterocyclical chemistry focuses on especially organic unsaturated derivatives, and the preponderance of the work applications involve unstrained organic 5 and 6 membraned rings. Here we go again. You see this? Hexagons and pentagons. Looks a lot like the structure of molecules and atoms, doesn't it? Very important to remember this as we continue. Now, even if you look into Buckminster Fuller, let me see if I can find it. Look at this. Buckminster Fuller received an award in 1977, the same year as the wow signal. And it even mentions Ronald Reagan. Again, who's Buckminster Fuller? He's the guy who created the soccer ball, okay? That's why we're talking about this guy. Where was I finding that? Fullerines. Oh, right here. He had Buckminster Fuller created the soccer ball, but he also researched fullerene. And fullerene, again, is usually in the form of 5 or 6 membered rings. Again, guys, the soccer ball. Do you guys see how mind-blowing this is? The soccer ball why is the whole world in love with this sport? Because it's a sacred geometric shape. They wanted the whole world to love this shape because it goes back to the makeup of the chemistry of things, okay? So this is why the whole world is infatuated with soccer, okay, or football, whatever you want to call it. And this is why we're talking about this subject today, because it's super important to point this out before we head into next month. Now, why is Donald Trump the main figure on the world stage? Check this out. Donald John Trump, his full name, is a slam dunk match to sacred geometry. You guys think that's a coincidence? Am I still there? Can you guys still hear me? I guess you guys can still hear me. The chat just stopped moving for me, so that's why I'm wondering. But anyway, Donald John Trump Why is that his name? Why is he the main character on the world stage? Because he is sacred geometry. That's what they're telling you. He is a symbol of their sacred geometry, which they hide in the soccer ball. Okay. And again, Donald is the one who visited the beehive that started this whole chain. So yeah, it's quite crazy how all this comes together when you really look at it. Also, the wow signal was received on 15.8. You guys see this number here, how sacred geometry equals 158? The wow signal was received on 15.8. Now, again, shout out to Jurassic. That was one day before Elvis Presley died. And remember, how much of an infatuation does Trump have with Elvis? Okay, so Elvis died the next day, guys, after this signal. And look at the radio telescope. It was called Big Ear. Now, what does that make you think of, guys? Was Donald Trump not shot in the ear? Isn't that not crazy? You had the wow signal, but look at this. So just remember this as we go to the next slide. Donald Trump was shot in the ear. The wow signal was received by Big Ear, okay? And it searched for extraterrestrial intelligence, okay? Think about artificial intelligence and extraterrestrial intelligence. Both of the things that are big in the news right now. AI and extraterrestrials, okay? So we know that Donald Trump equals sacred geometry. But look at this. The band Muse is releasing the Wow Signal album 48 years after the Wow Signal was received. In the 48 years. The tournament of the soccer this year just got expanded to 48 teams. Now look at this. Wow Signal, which is what they call it, equals 48, guys, like Donald Trump. Yeah, I know he wasn't shot. I said supposedly shot. Can you guys give me a little slack sometimes? I already have to speak so many words, and it gets very tiring to have to always but you're right. I should probably, for new people, I should probably be a little bit more accurate. But supposedly shot in the ear, okay? We're saying supposedly. Everything is supposedly. We don't know for everything is whatever they say, but we don't believe them, okay? But guys, this is so mind-blowing because 48 years since the wow signal, and the wow signal equals 48 like Donald Trump, and it all connects to the World Cup, which just expanded its teams to 48 teams. And when the World Cup starts, it will be 48 years after the wow signal. And then later next month, the Muse will be releasing the album called The Wow Signal. Now, this reminds you of artificial intelligence. It reminds you of extraterrestrial stuff. Both things, like I said, in the news right now. You have the movie Disclosure Day coming out on June 12th, one day after the World Cup starts, okay? In the song, it mentions touching a veil. Again, all about Disclosure Day. Now, I do want to point out this channel here. He does a really good job of explaining how when you draw the trinity of circles, right? And you make the Vesica Pisces and you make the trinity of circles, you can then form a pentahexa shape, which again goes back to the whole thing, how molecules are often with 5 or 6 rings, okay? You're 5 and 6. That might be why the 56 is so important. You guys know how big of a number that is. But this guy does a good job of explaining how you can draw a So you got your 3 circles, you got your Vesica Pisces, right? And then what you can do is you connect your dots here and you make your hexagon. It goes in this circle here. The hexagon goes in the circle, okay? He's going to draw it like that. And then from here, you can finish it off by drawing a pentagon. So I'll let him show you that. Just waiting for it to load. Okay, there it is. So there's the final product. You have your 3 circles, your Vesica Pisces, and then you have your hexagon. And on top of that, you can link up with your pentagon. Now, this is a very important structure. And if you guys want to watch the video, I'm not going to play it, but it's a quick watch. It's only 6 minutes, but it does a great job of explaining how these things connect. And here's your soccer ball, guys. This is your soccer ball. Essentially too, because it has your pentagon, it has your hexagon. Okay. So I just wanted to highlight his channel is called Jane 108 Academy, and the video is called Pentahexa Geometry. So in case you guys want to look that up. So let's keep going. So the album or the music video that came out yesterday is called Hexagons, okay? Hexagons equals 501 in Latin, like artificial intelligence. I mean, look at that, guys. That is not a coincidence. Again, how hard is it to get cipher matches in Latin? Is it a coincidence that artificial intelligence equals hexagons? No, it's not. Remember, they called this song Hexagons, not hexagon. They called it Hexagons. I think that's so they could get the match with artificial intelligence. Now, in the song, they say, "Love revealed our failed rebellion." That's one of the lines. And love revealed our failed rebellion equals 501. Now look at this. The name of the wow signal is wow signal. And look at this. Wow signal equals dystopian in all ciphers. It also equals digital ID. Now, just after Trump and King Charles met, King Charles announced the digital ID. So just look at what I got on the screen here. Look at how all the numbers match. And this isn't about being negative either. I don't want to, because there is a beautiful side to God's sacred geometry, the way that God structured the world. But there's also this dystopian side to this song that they released. Again, I recommend you guys watch it and really think about the lyrics. Again, the lyrics. I'm a marionette with severed strings, gorge on my soul. It's a marionette with severed strings, cannot move on its own. It's completely helpless. Represents total loss of free will or autonomy. Sounds like lockdowns. The entity or the force controlling the narrative is feeding on their life force when they are at their absolute lowest point. Haunted by futures I can't avoid, a shape emerged through the fog. The narrator has seen the future and feels trapped by unavoidable dark destiny. The shape of the emerging from the confusion, the fog, represents a new menace. Synthetic, artificial, intelligence. Touching the veil is a classic metaphor for humans trying to access forbidden knowledge. The punishment for their curiosity was their spiritual destruction or their broken spines. So a lot of stuff to think about here. And again, you guys can do your own research. I'm not going to go more in depth than that, but listen to the song, think about the lyrics, and think about where we are right now in the world with the extraterrestrials, the AI, just in general, okay? Now, also, somebody in the chat saying assassins equals 501. That's interesting. Yeah, it does. Wow. So assassins equals hexagons. Wow. Equals wow signal and dystopian and Saturn. Wow, it fits with everything I just talked about. That's a great find. But yeah, thank you for that. That is a great addition. Somebody says the 1% equals 501. Huh. The 1%. Yeah, it sure does. And again, this is the name of the song. It's called Hexagon. So pretty clear that these could be relevant. Remember, artificial intelligence also equals 501. Okay, so that's all I have as slides, but I just want to reiterate the importance of the 5-6. You know, the structure. Okay, and let's go to my notes real fast, and then we'll finish this up. So Matt Bellamy, the guy who wrote the song Hexagons, he released the song Hexagons 21 days before his birthday. Okay, I forgot to mention, Matt Bellamy will be 48 years old when the World Cup starts. So guys, the 48 years, Satanism equals 501. You guys are dropping a lot of 501s. Thank you. Satanism equals 501. That's a good. Matt Bellamy is dropping, or he's going to be 48 when the World Cup starts. Again, the wow signal is going to be 48. And he's the one who wrote Hexagons. And he's the one who's writing the album Wow Signal. Okay. And again, he's from England. But yeah, he released the album 21 days before his birthday. Saturn equals 21. Of course, in the video, you see Saturn. Okay. Also, so here's another big one. Hexagons, okay? The soccer ball is made up of a hexagon and a pentagon. Let me just get these in here. So I want you guys to notice that pentagon and hexagon both equal 38. Somebody in the chat just said that hexahedron equals 501. What? Are you kidding me? Hold on. Let me get the 38s first, and then we'll talk about this. So notice how pentagon and hexagon both equal 38, okay? This is not coincidence. Because remember, we talked about Buckminster Fuller, who made a soccer ball which features a hexagon and a pentagon. Now, I want you guys to see how many days, this is mind-blowing, from the wow signal to the death of Buckminster Fuller is 2147 days, okay? Let me reiterate this. From the guy who created the soccer ball with a pentagon and a hexagon, which both equals 38, to the death, from the wow signal to the death of this guy who created the soccer ball, look at this, 2147 days. What is that? It's the 38th pentagonal number. Are you coding me? You guys see what you're seeing here? I just connected. This whole video was about the wow signal and the soccer ball. And I just connected the death of the guy who created the soccer ball with a hexagon and a pentagon, which both equal 38. And if you go from the wow signal to his death, it's the 38th pentagonal number. Again, he made the soccer ball, which has pentagons on it. The pentagonal number, the 38th pentagonal number. That's the gematria of both of these things. That is mind-blowing. That's so perfect, man. That's as perfect as it's going to get. That's as perfect as it's ever going to get. Okay? The 38th pentagonal number. And again, when this album was released, or this song called Hexagons, it was released 38 days, because it was released on yesterday, on May 19th, to the album, The Wow Signal. It was 38 days, guys, from the Hexagon song release to the album called The Wow Signal, 38 days again. And again, that's an important number here because both of these shapes equal 38. Now, if we go back and somebody said in the chat that hexahedron equals 501. Oh my goodness. I didn't even look into a hexahedron. In fact, I don't really even know what that is. But that has to mean something, guys. Hexahedron equals hexagons, which is the name of the song, equals artificial intelligence. My typing is bad right now, so here's all the 501s. Okay, the 1%, somebody said, that's interesting. Assassins, hexahedron, hexagons, artificial intelligence, all equal 501. Now, why is this 501 so important to Mr. Sacred Geometry? Remember, Donald Trump equals sacred geometry. Look look at what the number 501 is. Actually, let's go over here. 501. Guys, 614, Donald Trump's birthday, is the 501st composite number. So here we go, all the way back to Donald Trump. All the way back to Mr. Sacred Geometry himself. And all these things that equal 501. Yeah, there's like a 501c3. But yeah, 614, Donald Trump's birthday, is the 501st composite number. It's also the Illuminati's founding day. And if you guys would not, don't forget to hit the like, guys, if you find this information. I hope this was informational. I mean, if this stream wasn't informational, I don't know what was. I mean, we learned a lot. I learned a lot just doing this. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, it really is. Next month is going to be very interesting. Let's just say that. But let's just look up hexahedron real fast. Okay, it's a three-dimensional geometric solid, a polyhedron that has exactly 6 flat faces. Okay, yeah, I get it. And this goes back to Saturn. Saturn in the cube. The 501 genes. Yeah, wow. That's, guys, we talked about this before. When the Elvis is in the genes. Wow. Elvis died one day after the wow signal. Guys, the wow signal was one day before Elvis died. Elvis is in your genes, man. Do you know the song Elvis is everywhere? And let's go to the genes. Your DNA is made up of 23 and 23. What did I start this decoder out with? Did I not tell you that 23 days from the Beehive visit to the Hexagon song and then 23 days till the 23rd World Cup? That's your genes, guys. That's your DNA. That's why the 23 is here. Remember, you get 23 chromosomes from, you got 23 sets, which is 46 total, but it's 23 and 23. Exactly what I just showed you with the measurements. You see? So this 23rd World Cup represents your genes, guy, your DNA, your artificial intelligence DNA that they're going to try to give us. And remember, there's the genes called the 501 genes. And shout out to 7-1 who dropped that in here. The 501 genes. Levi's, which is an anagram of... What's Levi's an anagram of? Oh, Elvis. Right? And look at Elvis. Elvis has the 32. Again, shout out to Jurassic. He's the one who always talks about Elvis. I can't talk about Elvis without talking about him. But remember, the Super Bowl was in Levi's Stadium, who has the 501 genes. I talked about the song Elvis is Everywhere by, guys, Mojo Nixon. Guys, I've been talking about Nixon shock. The wow signal, like wow, like shock. And I've been talking about Nixon shock. And Elvis, the guy who did the Elvis song was Mojo Nixon. Guys, it's all coming together, man. But what's the lyrics say to this song? Look at this song, guys. When I look into your eyes out there, when I look out into your faces, guys, faces, I just talked about faces. Elvis died on the toilet reading a book about Jesus's face. You know what I see? I see a little bit of Elvis in each and every one of you out there. Let me tell you, well, Elvis is everywhere. Elvis is everybody. Elvis is everything. Elvis is still the king. Man, oh man, what I want to see is that the big E's inside of you and me. Elvis is everywhere. Elvis is everybody. Guys, this is the most ridiculous song ever. You guys cannot tell me that Elvis is not somehow super important. Look at this song. It's ridiculous. Elvis is in everybody. Elvis is in your genes. Elvis is in your mom. He's in everybody. He's in the young, the old, the fat, the skinny, the white, the black, the brown, the blue. People got Elvis in them too. Elvis is everybody out there. It's just ridiculous. So again, the Super Bowl was in Levi's Stadium. Okay, Elvis. They got the 501s, right? We just talked about the 501s. Back to that. I'm just trying to make sure people understand where all this is coming from. Okay. And remember, Elvis is the god of sixes, as Jurassic points out, because L is God, Saturn, and VIS is sixes, because the Roman numeral for 6 is VI. So L means God, L of sixes. Guys, sixes like hexagon, okay? So look at this, guys. It says, who built the pyramid? Who built the pyramids? Elvis. Who built the Stonehenge? Elvis. Yeah, I'm not going to read through all this. It just goes on and on and on. Most of you guys already know this song, but I'm just pointing this out because it all connects. I've been talking about Nixon. I've been talking about shocks and wows. I was just talking about Saturn, and now all of it's coming together. All the decodes I've been doing the last week, the last month, are coming together perfectly. Like, I talked about the bees and the hexagons. I talked about Saturn. I talked about the Nixon shock, and I talked about Elvis. Ever since the beginning of the year, I've talked about Elvis, and because of Jurassic, you know. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Now, I want you guys to notice something too. That the song for Hexagons came out on the anniversary of Apocalypse Now. Okay? The 47th anniversary of Apocalypse Now. But the actual WoW signal in 1977 came out on the anniversary of Apocalypse Now. There was 2 release dates for Apocalypse Now, May 19th and August 15th. So check that out, guys. Both of the release dates for Apocalypse Now, one was yesterday, May 19th, and they released the Hexagon song off the album The Wow Signal. And the other date of Apocalypse Now was the actual date 2 years after the Wow Signal, August 15th, 1979, 2 years after the Wow Signal. So think about it. Apocalypse Now, guys, revealing. And I believe Apocalypse Now yeah, look at this. Apocalypse Now even equals square and compass, which is how you draw all these shapes. The wow, and it even equals the wow signal. Like, look at this. So I just made a connection because it came out on the anniversary of Apocalypse Now, and Apocalypse Now even equals the wow signal in 2 ciphers. So that's another interesting piece of info. I mean, you guys could probably find more stuff connected with the Apocalypse Now. Yeah, Sydney Sweeney is in the news all the time now. She's on that show Euphoria, and she's got great genes. She's from Washington. So yeah, I mean, Sydney Sweeney's her genes thing is definitely part of this. But yeah, guys, I think we can close out all these slides now. I'm going to start wrapping it up. Kylie Minogue released a song called Wow. When? Just recently? Wait, let me just look that up. Let me see if the song Kylie Minogue, however you say her name, Kylie. Okay, that was a long time ago, but sorry, the chair's making noise too. By the way, guys, my chair's making a lot of noise. 2007. 2007. I was just thinking that's the year that Donald Trump was at WrestleMania 23, or wasn't it? I think so. January 14th, 2008. Oh, wow. Okay. It's funny I'm saying wow, and we're talking about wows. But look, I mean, that's kind of a wow, isn't it? Like, look at from the wow signal to her song called Wow. It was like nearly 11110. It was almost all ones. Again, that's from the wow signal to her song called Wow. Or you could say it's 11109. Um, yeah, maybe there's more, but I'm not gonna stay on here looking for it. I will look more into it and see if I can find anything else. Yeah, Joseph is still around, skeptical. He doesn't do videos really anymore. Okay, guys, so here's how we'll do it. I'm gonna wrap this up. Please make sure after the video's over, go into the comments, leave a comment about anything that you guys see that I missed or anything that you have to add to the stream. Please leave those comments, okay? The best way we can find things is to work together and to make connections. So make sure you drop your finds in the comments. And check out the lyrics to Hexagon. It's a French song. Oh, really? I'll just look it up real fast. Hold on. Hexagon is a song by Renaud, released in 1975. Hexagon song lyrics. Oh, well, I'm not going to be able to read them, but man, it's a lot of lyrics. Yeah, I'm not going to do that on the live now. I need to get off here. It's too late. I can't be talking so much in this hostel or in this place here, but yeah, I'll look more into this too. Thank you for bringing that up. All right, guys, take care. Have a great rest of your night and evening and afternoon, wherever you are. And I'll see you guys very soon. And God bless you and have a good day.